1/4 is 1/8. Half of 1/4 is 1/8. The easy way to solve it, if you see it in your copybook without visual representation, it's to replace off by a multiplication sign. Then you multiply heads and tails and have a fraction division sign in between. 1 multiplied by 1 is 1, and 2 multiplied by 4 is 8. Today, we can see in front of us word problems. But don't worry about word problems because they are easily solved when follow steps. Sometimes we can have only one step that is called a one-step problem. Or sometimes we have to make more steps. In that case, we see a number of numbers, and sometimes when we see many numbers, we might need to take at least 2 steps. Let's have a look quickly at the word problem in front of us and try to identify the main characters. We see here Brian, and we see his activity. He's doing something. He's covering a garden. A word rectangular is really important. We need to understand what shape we're working with. Since we're working with rectangular, we might operate with perimeter. Perimeter means plus, 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 plus. What do we plus? We put all sides together to get the perimeter. Or if we're talking about rectangular sizes, we might talk about areas. Area will require the knowledge of the widths and lengths, and they need to be multiplied. Areas are always square meters, square centimeters, and so on. So rectangular has perimeters, plus, 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 all sides, or areas, multiplication. We got here 15 meters by 5 meters. If we multiply 15 by 5, we will get 75 square meters. Multiplication always gives us square meters, and that is area. When we are covering the garden, when we are filling it up with something, in our case, fertilizer. A statement that Brian is filling up a rectangular garden with the dimensions 15 and 5 meters with fertilizer, we will definitely know that we will need the formula of area, 15 multiplied by 5. But we also know that there is another number involved, a third of the garden. A third of the garden is 1/3. It's a fraction, third of the garden. Since we have 3 numbers here, 15, 5, and 1/3, we'll definitely need to solve this situation using 2 steps. So we read on. After he has covered only 1/3 of the garden, he stops for lunch. We know the total area of the garden. We know that he has fertilized only 1/3 of it. Right, we can now imagine a rectangular being divided into 3 equal parts, and only one part out of 3 has been covered. But this is not a question. This is just a description. The question is over here. After lunch, Brian still has to cover square meters of the garden in fertilizer. Right, we are coming back to our imaginary square. We know that he has covered 1/3 before lunch break, and after lunch break, he has to cover, right, he has to cover 2/3 of the garden. Not 1/3, not 3/3, but 2/3 of the garden, because the whole minus 1/3 will give you 2/3 of the garden. And we have to identify these 2/3, how many square meters would that be? We need to take the whole area, which is 75 square meters, and multiply it by 2/3. Multiply it by 2/3. The easier way to do it is to multiply 75 by 2 and divide by 3. 75 multiplied by 2 and divided by 3. 75 multiplied by 2 is 150. And we can easily divide 150 by 3. The answer is 50 square meters. 50 square meters. That's right.